During the time of the development of TCM to the world, we have received lots of support from many countries.
以屠呦呦为代表的青蒿素研究的成功，在非洲这个救了数百万儿童的生命。
For example, Dr. Tu Youyou's invention of special Chinese medicine have saved millions of lives, children's life in Africa. What we can do is that we just combine the macro and macro and micro medicines, just combine them and to produce a kind of TCM with great significance. So we have the integration and TCM. We just combine them to.
So this is to integrate other types of medicine with TCM.
He's talking about the gene medicine in the TCM. Genetics, yeah, genetics and the TCM. Just combine the two things to make the treatment. Once we have the success on the theory and on the practice, we'll make the great contributions to the health of the human beings. Our theme of the forum is the innovation and the heritage and the innovation. That means that we really need the new knowledge. We need the new knowledge for the TCM, and we need to get the TCM combined with the modern knowledge. Everybody here is doing very good things for the health of the human beings, and it's a great work. So whenever we need the prescriptions, we can take the out from it.
Are you aware that we use medical robots a lot in the United States, especially in rural areas where it's difficult for a patient to see a doctor?
Oh, okay.
They actually, in front of a robot, can have their medical history come up and deal with that?
他说你了解不了解，在美国实际上很多这个城乡这些地方，就是看病不方便的地方，实际上已经是很普遍的用这个机器人了。
但它是，我们了解世界各个国家都有，但是呢，它用的都是西医的那些诊断治疗，它没有中医的。哎。
Yeah, we have the knowledge of that. The thing is that the difference is that the medical method is TCM.
I see.
So that's different.
That's not incorporated in that robot.
That's right.
Here.
That's
Let me
right.
ask you another question.
Uh-huh.
You talk about having a cooperative involvement with a facility that's already in operation versus establishing your own clinics, 100 clinics or 100 facilities. There are the Anderson Cancer Center of Sloan Kettering, there's a Cleveland clinic that already include integrative medicine, including TCM, in their training and use. Is it easier to establish your own facility so that you can train them just in TCM and bring in Western as kind of a side? Or is it, are you looking for the cooperative? I'm not quite sure how that works.
Incorporate with existing.
Just upgrading the technology, that's don't waste time for construction, but or in cooperation by sharing the
Yes, exactly.
the benefit. But what Lee want to explain, just to upgrading or to help them to update all the searches.
I see.
What's behind Mr. Lee? One is Robert, etc., etc. Yeah. But Robert, what he mentioned is also different from what explain or what you understand. The Robert means he gave an example about AlphaGo. Is kind of Robert, intelligent Robert that playing chess with the players always win. Yeah, it's the same rule to invent second Robert, but it hasn't done. But medical data has been accomplished by Lee. That's what you want to explain. Just integrate other interfaces. That's more easy if you have the database for another intelligence reserve. And more, he want to explain that for TCM technology, you need to judge appearance. You need to feel the pulse. So they have 4 steps before you give a conclusion. So that can be done by integrated technology from the satellite, which can feel sensitively about once you touch in what happened on your basic data of the personal condition. When you add in all these basic appearance, plus in what you invent, that's the medical data which accumulated or optimized from the ancient data, from the ancient masters, plus the modern masters. So they give optimized solution again. Then you have a choice. You still choose optimized TCM solution, or there's an existing Western medicine here. That's what you mentioned, existing in your clinics. So the people who have the knowledge on that side will say, oh, I choose more greenest solution. It's more secure. I know this kind of knowledge by passing the existing solution.
Well,
that's why it is the upgrading of the existing clinics.
As Congressman Sanchez said, there is a huge need these days for TCM. I mean, lots of people, lots of young mothers are looking for that as an option rather than using the medical field to, for medicines that they don't feel like integrate with their child's health. So there's a huge need for that. I'm just trying to figure out how we help you, because you talk about a UN forum, you talk about these facilities, the 100 facilities or whatever, and then you also talk about this establishment of this genetic global data field that helps to, on a genome basis, get down to.
Yeah, that's why this integration of the genetic technology plus the TCM medication. First, what Sanchez want to ask, once the pregnant lady, they come in the clinic, they're quite in fear that when I have the Western solution for that, maybe I'm under danger, the medication, by what they're reading and group, Once the people go through the same way, they know in the future they will either have been severely destroyed of their physical condition, or they don't have any solution. Like the Obama always think about precise medication, right? But they haven't found the precise medication itself after even the gene has been decoded, right? Gene has been decoded, then the post-gene generation, what we should do for that. That's the basic he has. As a unique guy in the world. We first used the American advanced gene machine to test the pregnant or the child. Where is the tendency, what he want to do. After 10 years, maybe it's a diabetics family, and what we can do to prevent before he get sick. That's the greatest medication by using the gene technology from testing, but we use TCM a solution for that. That's the most greatest solution for the clinic that we want to.
And the part is with the data, collecting the data, it's so using his techniques and his discoveries to decide what this person needs for a treatment. And maybe this person, the answer is in TCM. Maybe the answer is some TCM and maybe some Western medicine.
Right, yeah.
So, but they will be able to decide, because all that information will be entered into the database that the robotic component can then access all that information to help treat the patient.
Calculate 10,000 times.
Yeah, with a correct treatment, whether it be TCM or whether it be Western medicine or whether it be something else that we discover, we find.
Yeah, or
so it's to utilize to marry those and integrate all of that together.
其实他就是问的这个问题。那我是病，我是患者，我还选用西医可以是吧？可以。Yeah, I'm right. Yes. So you you collect all the data from the ancient Chinese formula, for TCM sector. You have the genetic technology which is on the way to collect all the information, right? That's the second line. But this line can also combine with TCM. He has solution for that. And genetic technology also can combine with your existing Western solution. So this also optimize the path.
Right.
So the patient can choose, oh, I use the reliable one, which I know, that's Western one, or I choose the greenest solution, which he described,
Right.
or the Robert. I mean, yeah.
So, I get that. I think we are understanding that we want to use the best of both worlds and find the intersection for people to make good choices about how can I use TCM maybe instead of something, in conjunction with something, or only as something. I get that.
Yeah.
But here's my question for you. So, you're very smart people, believe me. This
Yeah,
team
yeah.
that you have is amazing. We all have our areas of expertise where we can help you. But, and I go back to what I said at our last meeting. You want a forum here, you're thinking of this, you want collaboration there, what Ms. Brown was saying. I'm trying to picture, in the end, let's say we all work together.
I can give you a summary.
And in the end, what do we look like? In the United States, what do we look like? Is it you have patients coming from Cleveland with a genetic outline? You have clinics in different states. The person walks in, this is my genetic outline from Cleveland.
Yeah.
What could you do for me? Do you have, so is that center an analysis that says, yes, this TCM will work, or this TCM will work in conjunction with this medicine? Does that clinic do the work, or do you have sub-TCM doctors in the network that then get sent with that and they do the work? How do you,
At the center or not?
how do you, what is the money? Because when we want this to be successful for you, where do you plug in to the money? And is the forum, I know it's every 2 years, is it just academic to get information out? But at the seat of the thing, you really have these clinics that are making money? And
So how does all this fit together?
how does it fit together? And who is, if I agree to work with you, doctor, which I want to, because I believe in TCM, I have seen it work.
其实啊，就是I give a summary to Ms. Lee because I know clearly in my
Yes.
mind what I need to describe
see what
to
I'm
all the
saying?
professional team here.
And so I go back to, who is funding this? Who are we helping make money, let's say?
Right.
You know, we just want to, we want to be part of the solution to give the American people in particular access to good TCM with the modern medicine we
I
also
can
use.
explain to you, yeah. Let me start, from very beginning, For popularize or to make a characterized promotion for TCM, we need that forum to educate people globally that TCM is coming, that we are ready to promote TCM in a standardized or digital way to the world by bringing the rubber, by bringing more norms. That's we can discuss later, right? So we are ready now. So that's something
That is
yes.
something to let the world know and to get
Academically,
academics.
and also we show them the green products what we have. We donate through this platform to for example, to African delegation. We have such greenest products we can donate. Please check the testing report here, for example. Where is the patient? Where is the clinical report? So this the part of the role to educate people in the world we are coming. That forum is to promote Chinese culture, right?
Who's paying that? You said we're donating, we can give to the African people.
That's
Who's giving that?
That's what White explained just now. We need a sponsorship, and we are organizing two parties in China and American, and we have the official documents will be issued after this meeting. When we go back to China, then we get approval from the Chinese upper level, and then get chopped and then we can attract business money injection. Yeah.
You mean businesses in China who will be sponsors for the forum?
Mostly, yeah,
Mostly
because you are
China,
doing the things for
mostly
Chinese
China.
TCM, we have the obligation, duty to do that on behalf of the total organization. That's
But
no doubt.
ultimately, it could start with Chinese businesses, and then it also could additionally attract other businesses from the
Yeah,
U.S.
that's
or from
We would hope.
from Europe or Mexico or Canada or
记
wherever.
住您说的那个，就是他作为 video, what do you think? If I mean morale or everything should fit our standard. Otherwise, even though you are a millionaire, you're kicked out. Yeah.
Right.
So we have our standard norm from the team, how to evaluate these kind of people. You know. So we have a barrier here to guarantee that we are on the healthy track from very beginning. That's the first point. And
Then these clinics.
yeah, that the clinics.
One second. Are there currently models out there, Africa, wherever, that could be utilized as a showcase for the forum? Are there already those available?
Right. We discussed almost 2 years with Levy, with White about that. Believe me, yeah.
Okay.
That's we will fill in the details, yeah.
Okay.
Step by step.
I'm sorry.
And now we are talking about industrial landing, right? That's the second step. We need to make money from the organization. So that's with radiate or this kind of McDonald's model to the world. But for the North America, we are thinking Los Angeles, if we build a pilot project here, it's easy to be duplicated with our standard norm, and then control as a commander to Mexico, for example, to Canadian cities either. But we need to have also a mega data commanding center, what Ms. Lee explained. First, we need, in the same time, we try to upgrade the clinics, but in the same time, White maybe have a kind of ideal place that we can locate our research center, our mega data controlling center, that to command this area about all the issues, not only the data control, but we need to train, we call precise healthcare management staff. So it's a new name, but it's really workful. So when people work with the robot, they don't need really to be a professional medical doctor,
Maybe a doctor.
but they are
But
trained very well
technologically,
by
yeah.
having that standard. Then what have here is the standard A for Western medicine, which already there. B is the greenest solution, what he have, which allowed to be imported to the world. And C is what Ms. Lee has, the DNA repairing weapon, secret weapon, what I explained to you.
Right.
That's a green solution, can repair from the DNA level. And if you have prevention before you have sickness, then you don't need to have the problem by cutting back under chemical therapy. You know what I mean? So all these solution, total package of the solution has been ready. But maybe time is too short. Later I can expand the content to the people, because we know you have two ladies.
I think that's a very good explanation, Chen, because that's what I was looking for. It's just a very brief explanation of we have these different pieces, and how do they fit together to form our whole effort.
Not only, but how to activate very quickly.
Right.
We have all the existing TCM clinics, right, in each state, and we know where is their weak point. They have only cupping, maybe massage, or take the duty of the local very low-end technology service. So what TPAT is trying to implant. Robert will be coming after 2 years, but we know now what we can implant inside of this package to upgrade. But we start from LA as a kind of McDonald's
Right.
So
we
business
have,
model.
So the different components are: we start with this organizing committee, and then we have
全部说了，所以他都点头嘛。刚才我应该说的很清楚，你们应该都听懂。
so just to summarize, is we have this thing.
而且我还告诉了sorry。
So the forum is to it's kind of to collect information, bring the professionals together to begin an effort to expand the use and availability of TCM And it's a way for them to get together and talk about what they have discovered and what we need to do to make
Right,
things
yeah.
better.
Academic and
And to announce to the world that we are ready to expand the availability and the use of TCM. And then that's kind of like a PR thing.
Right.
But then we also have the big data collected, to where we collect data that will ultimately be used in treating people.
Yeah.
And the robotics will
他300说的
access
全都对，对。
the robotics will access all that information in order to form the treatments. As they come into the clinics, now the other piece, we start creating the clinics where people can come to, they can find out from the genetics what is wrong with them, find out what do they need. And then the robotics will access all the information and determine what the course of treatment is. What's the best way to go?
Yeah,
And then they can decide which ones to choose.
Yeah.
And that type of thing. And that's where the data doesn't make us money. The forum doesn't make us money. The clinics, as they are built and expanded, make us money. We also need a college, a university, we need to be connected there to train people on the different jobs that are going to be necessary in all of these efforts. We're going to need technicians, we might need some doctors, we might need other positions, but they'll be trained through this college so that they can then staff the clinics as they're developed. So as we expand the clinics, and then we create that. So we need the college to provide the educated staff.
Right.
We need the clinics to provide the treatment, but to provide the treatment, we need the data that we can access to know what treatment do they need.
Right.
And we need the forum so that everybody knows this is what we're doing. This is who we are.
Moment X， 所以他解释的非常清楚。现在他明白了他的使命是什么，在这几层意思上，所以他会用他的专业的这些，刚才说左膀右臂，还有他这个能力，刚才总结得很好。就是刚才我们说的那些东西，他全部用他美国人的他的那个语言都总结了一遍。我觉得这个很好，很好。总结完了以后，他问这样对不对？其实说的跟您是一样的，对吧？您刚才这个翻译的。But don't be so selfish. So for the African Union, for example, we will have a forum that also to educate the African part, but they don't have the model in the future, I'm sure. Even after 20 years, they are too poor, so there is no investor want to be there to make money first. So we have another solution, try to sponsor the poor people while we will gain money from American insurance.
From the other parts of the world that are more prosperous, can help to provide some answers for other parts of the world that are not so prosperous.
还有一种爱心，就是这个论坛，我本人是帮助非盟，他们可能10年20年都不会建这种医馆，但是从咱这个影响力上，可以有些办法，这边盈利上可以想办法去把这个教育和各方面输出给非洲。举例嘛。
But when we go out, it's important that we describe to people, because people are going to want to know, what is this all about? And we need a quick way for them to understand what this is. So she described a picture. So they can form a picture rather quickly, in moments, of what this is. And so we have these 4 or 5 different parts to it: the college, the clinics, the forum, big data. We have these different things so we can understand what they are and how do they connect. To the end, what we're ultimately about is we want to deliver the best medical options for people around the world.
As soon
That's
as possible.
What we want.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's our goal, and whether it be TCM, whether it be Western medicine, whatever.
Yeah, right.
But that's our ultimate goal, and to accomplish that, we're going to utilize these things. We need the college to train people, we need the clinics to treat people, we have a place for them to come and find out what's wrong, and then get treated.
Yeah.
We need the data to what treatments are available.
There is another extreme example. 我就把那个原来他们美方说的那个一个非常极限的一个，也不叫极限，极端的一个问题，就是如果在 City Hope， 如果你要是在那多医养一天，可能会那个保险公司掏1万美金，是吧？到咱这个医养结合这个可能才花400。There is another extreme example which can make profits, can attract the eyeball from the group. Why? For example, you are presume that there's a patient in City of Hope that the government or the insurance company will pay $10,000 each day for the maintenance in somewhere. But if we build in our high-tech park close by a kind of, we call healthcare and maintenance center by using the green solution, maybe they just pay $400 to $500 each day for the maintenance. And we have such kind of repairing secret weapon from Lee that can do it before you are catching that kind of illness.
Right.
So may I ask you, because I think Gary's right and I understand what you're doing.
他明白医生办法还是不了。
So I'm looking at a forum, academic, PR, information, let the world know how important this is to the American.
That's a forum, part.
Then something maybe in Riverside that I think you're gonna go look at some spots for.
Possible college.
You know, which I could even see as the college of this type of to train. The mega center could be located there, for example, and then the spokes, right, to go out to the actual places where the patients are. You said might begin with existing TCM practitioners, for example, maybe a network with them where we upgrade what they're doing and the money really is coming in that way to start to really fund all of this.
你说的一样，一会儿我再解释。Yeah, let's first give a Chinese example. In China, we also need to build more upgraded, say Chinese TCM clinics, right? But among these 10 or 5, it depends on the scale of that city. Among these 5 or 10 clinics, you need to have very professional hospitals close by. Then you can have enough patients that they have the choice, and you can collect more data for that kind of service.
Right.
So there's a kind of definition.
Yeah, the hospitals are for more patients that have more serious issues that many patients don't need to be in a hospital.
Right.
They can just go to
Right,
the
they can
clinic,
choose.
they can get treated, go home. But some people need to go to the hospital.
Right.
So we need to have relationships with hospitals, yes.
But in the United States, what typically happens is this: you go to the hospital. Okay, so you have to have the relationship with the hospitals. So there's a this is a big problem here in the United States
Conflict, yeah, of course.
because of the conflicts that will happen. Okay, so we have to be. There's a lot of work to be done here. That's why you need, experts in how you do that. But ultimately, if we get into legislations, for example, at the state and federal level, the people go to the hospital, they get their options, the person decides, the patient decides, I don't want to stay for $10,000 and I really want to try this other thing. These other, what we now call long-term convalescent sort of places, we do the same thing. You get a knee replacement, you stay 1 day in the hospital, you go 30 days in the replacement place.
In a rehabilitation.
Yeah, rehabilitation
Because it's
center.
less expensive. So,
Yeah.
so what you're talking about is the equivalent in the TCM, where you can monitor, maybe they stay a week, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know for how long, and then they can go home. These types of places don't exist today, so those would be very organic. You would have to actually set those up. So you have many pieces of work here. You have legislation at
Ultimately,
at the state and federal level to allow payments from insurance
Yeah, from
companies
this
towards
company,
this.
yeah, flow to
Because where Medicare and Medicaid are,
Those are federal.
those are the
insurance
federal insurance
Ah.
programs and the state insurance programs.
说的更从政策上走。
They set the imprint of what will be acceptable. Then other insurance companies follow what they do. So this is the whole reason for Nancy Pelosi and Judy Chu, and it's also going to have to happen at the state level for California, for example, because healthcare is done on a state-by-state basis in the United States.
Right.
So you're going to need those two for money. Okay.
Right, but at this particular point,
Maybe we translate to Lee，
Yeah.
这块儿你来，因为我接着听他
It's like-，
这块你听明白了吧？他很
that's
简
way
单，你跟他说一下当地的这个。
No, but I'm just sort of telling them, has to do it.
Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. But so we're going to have to get to that particular point. So yeah, you're right. And that's a
还是
big
我对
heavy
对，他其实是还是这样，从立法的角度上讲，他其实讲的上升到了这种政治立法，就是州和联邦这块儿，包括国家，对吧？它这都有
对，
要有
现在
立法的
又
过程。
推动一个更大的，可能会有1亿多人受益的这个中医，
哎，对对，
针灸
这个他们来做，其实
他们
这他们来做，就是告诉你，在这个路上
法。
其实有很多的细节碎片，这些信息碎片要有人去整理，那他就是整理这些碎片的人。跟他一起做这个是好，好，
这个就是
他讲的确实政治家都很明白，非常清楚。
Ultimately, we're going to
技术问题在。
But these all go separate. These all go at the same time, but they're separate
Simultaneously, yeah.
simultaneously. So state and federal issues, and you need experts on that. Going to the available TCMs and upgrading them. That's a whole nother piece.
Yeah.
Deciding to put these residential places where you don't stay at the hospital, that's another piece.
Yeah.
Hospital
Yeah.
administration and everything, that's another piece. Putting a college
Right.
of instruction
Education.
and mega data collection, which is a big privacy issue.
Yeah, we have been to UNESCO
Are
discussing
two other big pieces, even though they can be intermarried there. So this is why I was asking, where do you want to be? Because I see lots of, and you want to do it fast. But
Oh,
there's
no, fast
but
means, you know.
Fast means 5 years.
as quickly as possible.
You know.
I think, yes, you draw a very clear line, yes, in between, so that he understands what you can back up after we explain the elements, what we can offer. So basically, to build a kind of long-term high-tech park is our goal, but we don't lose time on that. That's why Levy and why they are choosing the existing, where is the clinics we can use, where is the college we can pick up together, etc. And where is the law, legislation, whatever. So we know all these kind of informatic pieces. Now we combine and cook it to the most effective things. Now we can guarantee.
So
He understands quite well.
right, what can we do now to start where we're at? And then knowing our ultimate goal is then to expand all of that and to grow this effort.
Right.
And knowing that there's a lot of pieces, a lot of things we will need to do ultimately.
Right.
But the main thing is we have to start. We have
Oh,
to start
just-
where we're at
you're
today
right, yeah.
with what we have today and to move forward. And then we will work on all of these other pieces as we move forward. And we'll identify them and develop strategies to deal with those and then move forward.
它其实就是 That's why for 10 days trip is very important for us. From the mind, from physically, what we can do as soon
Yes.
as possible. Which part aspects we need to back up from the American team.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of work to do, but it's like, this is a very large, in some ways, very scary
Right.
enterprise.
Yeah, there's always conflict. Yeah.
And I have to say, from your side,
因为
from
我找个机会，我去
Dr.
介入，
Lee's
找个机
You
会。
mean
perspective.
China? Yes. yes.
No, he's a very brave man
时间的下午
to want to come to the United States
关键
and
我
try
这
to
个
do this
我
in
我
the
一直在
United
找这个点
States.
儿，但是一直
It's a very great idea, but it's also a lot of great challenges. And so we have a lot of work ahead of us. But I think we all believe this is a very important thing to do. And so we have to get started to do it.
他其实他觉得你是个勇敢的人，挑战现在的老的系统，不管是什么，对吧？你又到美国来，在中国咱们其实面临着这种挑战。But you know, be sure we don't want to overturn traditional medication from the Western level. But
And
it
you
just,
won't,
yeah,
believe
it cannot, yeah.
There's enough pushback that's going to happen
Yeah,
that they're
well,
not going to let you do
But
that.
why we try to do it is it's a chance for TCM. It's a kind of culture that we can promote globally,
Right.
and at the same time you can find out that there are existing TCM clinics why they can survive. So our mission is just upgrading that technology, the weapon in the warehouse, what they have more, to arm them.
Right, right now in the United States, existing TCM clinics have very few things they have to offer.
Yeah.
Very few answers. They need more answers. There are a lot more answers, they just don't have them yet.
Yeah.
And so with our help, they can get more
But the
answers.
minorities in America maybe like to choose TCM clinics if they added more elements. Genetic testing
Right.
machine,
Right.
everybody accept that?
Yes.
And with the data which has been decoded, you see clearly what's the problem, then they should they are forced to choose either the greatest way, you don't need to cut, or the traditional
Well,
way that you move to the hospital, right?
As these have said, there is a rising demand in the United
Demand,
States. That people are demanding and needing and wanting other solutions, because Western medicine is
They are
not
searching
the answer for many of the problems they have. And we have to find other answers. Western medicine cannot provide the answer. So the hope is TCM can then find the answers Western medicine cannot provide.
Only you can digitalize
Right.
or standardize the TCM formula or whatever.
And with
we
the-
have some.
With the test that he has developed, it helps make it much simpler,
Right.
simple and fast for people to know.
That he has.
Yes.
就是其实有些那个，包括您的那个药，还有那个就是咱不能叫中草药，或者说是咱的那个基因修复产品是现成的东西，很简单的，能够达到欧美的这种检测标准，可以马上进来填充一下它这个中医馆的这种。
这都可以。
哦
So it's lunchtime.
Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a lunch, and
What I said.
we'll get more energy for this afternoon.